This is the Purple-Gilled Laccaria mushroom. It's kind of dry, but you can see it does have the purple gills still. When they're younger and fresher, they're definitely more prominently purple than that. There's another one. And these have a tendency, especially as they start to dry out, to do this around the edges. The cap kind of splits, it curls underneath and kind of cracks around the edges a little bit. I see a couple more over here. Now there's a couple other mushrooms that can have some purplish gills, or lavender colored gills, and they are the bluet mushroom and the silvery violet court. And I'm going to do a video on the bluets, but I'll show you what a bluet looks like in contrast to one of these. Here's another example. Again, these are just a bit dry. Unfortunately, haven't had enough rain this week to keep them fresh. But I'll get you some fresh ones, hopefully. A few more along here. These are opened up more and not worth eating anymore because they're just too dry. The stems have been completely eaten out by bugs. But so you can see what the gills look like. Now it looks like there's maybe a couple younger ones over here. Well, maybe good still. Hasn't opened up all the way. Oh yeah, well, a couple little buttons here. This one here is a much younger one coming up with it right there, so you can see. Now these have a white spore print, even though they have the purple gills. And that differentiates them from the bluets, which have a light violet color spore print. Oh, look at that. There's some little coral mushrooms right here. I'm stepping on. There's yet another one. This one feels pretty fresh. Yeah, look at those nice gills. They're not dried out. Little baby coming up here. And a few more young fresh ones coming up here. Well, there's great eating when there just stays here. They also dehydrate pretty well. Okay, so even though these are kind of dry and kind of old, I thought this would actually be a really good opportunity to show you the gill structure. The gills look kind of wide and spread apart. What happens is they have these gills that start way down low and come swooping upward and attach to the stem. But in between, as you can see right here, there are other gills that start up at the edge of the cap, but they curve and go downward in between the high humped gills. So it gives it a very uneven look as you go around. And that's a major difference between the Purple-Gilled Laccaria and the bluet mushrooms. Bluets have very tightly spaced, very even gills. And I'll show you an example of that. Okay, now here are the gills of the bluet mushroom. As you can see, they are much more tightly spaced, tightly packed in there, and much more even. Just the – the surface of them is even all the way across, unlike the Purple-Gilled Laccaria, which is very, very flat. And you can see the the gills of the Laccaria that I showed you, where some hump up and attach to the stem and some turn and go down. It's a good way to tell the difference. Now you definitely have to watch, if you're looking for bluets, you have to watch the silvery violet court, which has the evenly spaced gills just like these do. But the Laccaria have very distinctive looking gills, I think. This is actually a silvery violet court. It's a Cortinarius species of mushroom. And they look like bluets a lot on the top. They have the purple violet colored gills, but they have this rusty brown. These are actually the spores that have fallen. You see them gathering around the edge of the cap here, and then also on the stem a little bit. I already pulled this up. It's a Purple-Gilled Laccaria. Very nice one.